Controversial Iran nuclear deal is in the spotlight in Austria. Signatories of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action are meeting in Vienna. America isn't at that meeting, given that the US withdrew from the deal last year. You can see pictures of delegates from China, France, Germany, Russia, Britain and Iran on your screen right now. This will be the first meeting since the establishment of the European Union's so-called special purpose vehicle designed to facilitate trade with Iran. Now, for the latest on this story, we're bringing our international affairs correspondent, Bianca Zanini, into the conversation. Bianca, talk to us about the timing of this meeting. Why now?
Well, we know that since the U.S. last May withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal, the leftover countries have been working on different ways to keep the deal alive, in particular Russia, the EU, and China. And at the end of January, France, Germany, and Britain came out with this special purpose vehicle, which is a way to facilitate trade, as you said, and to find ways around U.S. sanctions, because as we all know, for the Europeans in particular, but also for the Russians and the Chinese, but for the Europeans in particular, there is both an ideological reason for them to want to stay and in the nuclear deal to keep it alive. They believe it is the safest way and the only option to keep an eye on Iran's nuclear program and keep it at bay. And then there's also a practical economic reason. There's a lot of business that they want to be able to keep doing with Iran. And all of this, of course, is dependent on Iran following the rules. And the latest that we've heard from the UN international watchdog on this is that they are indeed still complying.
Now, obviously, we know America isn't there, but what is the U.S. saying about this meeting in Vienna?
Well, it's really interesting because the issue of the nuclear deal and how to curb Iran's nuclear program has really been increasing tensions between the U.S. and Europe. These two long-standing allies, this has really been a thorn in the eye. And just last month, the U.S. organized a Middle East conference, Middle East summit in Poland that had a lot of its focus on Iran and how to curb Iran's influence in the region. And the EU largely snubbed this meeting. There were no top-level EU diplomats there, and that really showed how differently the two powers look at Iran and look at how to deal with Iran.
Bianca Zanini.